Hello, welcome to another edition of the Ohio Guys. I'm Christian Ocampo, and today I'm being joined by Marcy Bannor here in Houston, Texas, in the Music Box Theater. How you doing, Marcy?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Oh, I'm doing great. I'm always doing great.
That's good to hear. So we got a few questions for you. First of all, what's it like working in the industry today?
In the voice industry or the theater industry?
Both.
Actually, I'm finding it to be tremendously good. As you get older, there's less competition.
Oh.
There is. You know, I've been told that I should leave here and go to New York because older people in New York have either made it, and so they're not lining up to audition, or they've given up. But young people are like around the corner and, blocks away lined up to audition. But I'm not going to New York. I like Houston.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Alright, so another question. So what is your favorite anime that you've worked on?
Well, my favorite one actually was Hello Kitty and the in the fairy tales, and the reason for that wasn't necessarily the characters, although I liked playing the mean bad guys because they're so much fun. In anything, I like playing the evil characters. But I'm a teacher, and as a teacher, I was able to take that video into my classroom and show the children. And children have a hard time listening. Little children, I'm talking about kindergarten, first, second grade, and so I did not tell them that my voice was in the videos. I just told them to listen carefully and see if they recognized anything. And it took them forever. It really did. But all of a sudden, one child would turn around slowly and look at me with a quizzical look in his or her eye, and I'd go, uh-huh, and then he'd go, hey, that's her voice. That's Miss Bannor's voice. Listen, and then all the other kids are like, oh, so that was fun. That was fun. You can't show anime usually to children, so I enjoyed that.
Okay. Can you tell us a story on how you got into voice acting?
Well, I am a graduate of the Goodman School of Drama back in the 60s when it was affiliated with the Art Institute, and my goal was always stage acting. Never thought of doing anything else because that's what they taught was stage acting. But you hear things, I remember in my late 30s, a friend of mine saying, you need an agent. And I said, what do I need an agent for? And he said, because you'd be really good in movies and TV and stuff like that and commercials. And I went, oh, okay. So I got an agent. And the same thing with voice. Someone said, hey, have you ever done anime? And I said, what is it? Because I had no idea. And when they told me, I said, no. And, oh, there's an audition going on over at ADV, which is what it was at the time. And you need to go. Call up. Go next. So, you call up and you go. You have to, in anything, listen to different ideas and jump on them. That's how you make it in life. Don't sit back and wait. Just, oh, that sounds interesting. I'll go do it. So that's how I got involved in that. And I didn't think I would be very good, but they like me. Because I'm a nut. So they like me.
All right. So another project you worked on was it like working on Princess Tutu?
Well, Princess Tutu, that was kind of sad, actually, to do that, because I was not originally cast. I was the narrator, and I was not originally cast, but the woman who was cast had a stroke and then was unable to do it. I believe she did the first one. And so I was called in to take over. And, yes, I like the work, but to get a job because of something like that is not, I was very sad for her. I knew her. And so that was kind of a sad thing. But the show has to go on. And so, yes, I went in and did it. So, and it was fine. It was ballet and dancing. And, I liked that. So.
It was a good show, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. And kids can see that one. They could see that one. Older children.
Yeah.
It was kind of, if I recall correctly, it was kind of dark.
It was.
Yeah, and so you have to be, but I knew the dancing was kind of pretty and that whole thing about ballet and all of that. So it was about ballet, wasn't it? There was dancing in it, or am I totally not? You know, because I did the narration, you go in, when you do a spot, you go in, you're alone with the people that are doing all that stuff on that big board that I have no idea what that is, and then you leave. And so you're not really aware of anything else that happens in the show. And because I'm as old as I am, I do not sit back and watch them. It's for young people. I have children and grandchildren. I'm busy. So,
All right. Another Emmy you worked on, what was it like working on Nine Koi?
yes, he's telling me that's where I played a cat. And I was telling him that, you know, it does, you play the character, whatever it is, whether it's a human or a robot like in Milk Chan or a cat, you play the character. You're not thinking, oh, I'm a cat. You're playing the intentions and, you know, what is wanted by the cat or whatever character it is. So it really, you know, I've played some weird things that, you know, you just, okay, what is going on here in this moment so that I can make it as real as possible, which is acting.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is. So
Yeah. You're here all the time, acting.
I'm acting. No, I don't act in my real life. But when I have a part, I'm very me.
All right. So since you already mentioned the Super Milk Chan show, what was it like working on it?
Well, that was fun. That was fun. And it was fun because it was the first thing that I ever really had a character that went through the whole thing. Usually I'm called in to play old ladies that are dying. And once they're dead, you know they're not going to come back. That's it. You know, or nosy neighbors who aren't around much. So that was one that suddenly I had a major role. And that's fun. So I knew that I had some work lined up as they continued to do it. The funny thing about that was that Steve Foster, who directed that and tried to rewrite it for the American audience, wanted, what was my character's name?
Tetsuko, something like that. That was
See, I can't remember things like that. Anyway, in the Japanese version, both of the main characters had these high voices. And one, I guess, was a child. The other one was a little child.
Yes, it was Milk.
Milk. Okay.
Played
And
by
I
him.
was Tetsuko. Was it Tetsuko?
I think it was.
I think it was Tetsuko. It was a long time ago. And so in the Japanese version, they were both real high voices. And Steven didn't want that. He wanted the robot to be kind of like this. So I was playing it like this, and you my daddy. And the Japanese didn't like it. And they were very, am I allowed to say that? They were very, he had to redo it with another actress playing it with a real high voice. And then when you bought it, you got both versions. And my hope is that they liked mine best, of course, you know, but who knows. But yeah, that was fun.
Okay. So I have a little fun question I want to ask you. If you could be any of the characters you've played in real life, who would you be? And you could mix and match.
And what was the last thing?
Well, any characters you've played
That I would like to be?
in real life, who would you like to be? And you can mix and match.
I can mix and match?
Yeah, mix and match.
Well, you know what? I am who I am. I am a very strong personality as Marcy Bannor. I thoroughly enjoy life. I enjoy what I do. I love my kids. I would not want to be anybody but me. That's probably why I enjoy acting, because when you're acting, you know, like I said, I love, if like in The Little Mermaid, the part I would want would be Ursula, because I'm not. But boy, can I do those parts. You know, it's fun to play parts that you are not. But I would certainly in real life not want to be one of those characters, because they're hateful and mean. But they're also funny. So, you know, I bring the humor to them. But no, I would not, I certainly wouldn't want to be a cat. Of course, if I was reincarnated, cats get petted all the time. That's kind of cool. but they don't talk, so that wouldn't be good. No, I don't think I would want to be anybody but me. And you young people out there, you should find who you are, personally, your own being, and be that. Because, I tell my students, especially when they're mean to each other, I tell them, do you realize that in the entire world, you are the only you? There's no one else like you. You are, even if you're twins or triplets, you still are an individual person. And when you look at people that way, that there's no one else like that person in the world, how can you be mean to each? I don't understand that. We are unique individuals, and you need to like yourself and love yourself and be who you are, and then respect everybody else for who they are. I don't understand cruelty. I really don't. But I know it's out there because I'm a realist, and I wish it wasn't.
Wise words.
Yeah, I'm a sage. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. You should always look up things you don't know.
All right, so
Am I worn you out?
this is funny stuff. Is there anything coming out that you can't talk about, or anything you want to plug in this time?
Well, just the things I've said. Young people. I went to a convention once. It was because of Milk Chan. And there are all these people dressed up in these characters, and young people. And I understand that. It's fun to experiment with, all these different things that are out there. But do love yourselves. Love who you are. Know that you are here to do something unique and wonderful in the world, not to be something you're not. That is what I have to say to young people out there. And I have a son who is 40, a daughter who is turning 30. I have a 16-year-old grandson, a 10-year-old grandson, a 6-year-old grandson, and a 3-month-old grandson. I have 4 brothers. And so when the last one was born, I was the second. I have one older brother, the others were all younger. And my father came home from the hospital and said, "Oh, Marcy, we're just surrounding you with boys. Thank God for my daughter, who I just wanted so badly. But now I'm being surrounded by boys again because I may never have a granddaughter, and I would love one. But that's okay. My grandsons are wonderful, too. And they will probably grow up. They're involved in this Five Nights at Freddy's seems to be a really big thing with young people.
Yes.
And what's the other thing? What is the other? There's another thing that it's not Legos, although they love Legos, and it's on television. Oh no, it's a game with boxes. What is it called? Minecraft and Five Nights at Freddy's. And oh my goodness, do I get an earful. It's very funny driving with them. And, you have a 6-year-old in the back seat, and he's telling you all about, well, Five Nights at Freddy's 3, that was just 10, and then 4, this happened, and I'm going, I cannot believe I am listening and going, really, how interesting. And, of course, I totally forget it right away. I mean, that's the problem. But kids are wonderful. So remember that. You are all wonderful. It's mainly young people, right? Look at this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we got a few adults and older people, so.
Well, that's okay, as long as they know who they are. By the time you get to be 35, you should know who you are. And just dress up for Halloween. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, this was charming. Thank you.
Well, one last question.
Another question. What?
Yeah. Any Facebook, Twitter, or any social media for the fans to follow you?
No. I am not one of those people. I know young voice actors who do anime have thousands of friends on Facebook. And I had a discussion with one of them once. Not a fan, but one of those. And I said, it's supposed to be friends. You can't really be friends with people you've never met. You can be something else. So I don't, If people try to friend me and I don't know them personally, I don't accept it. Because, and you know, when that Facebook thing first started, it was only people you know. Now, if a friend of a friend of a friend posts something, you get it. And I don't know these people. I go, I don't know these people. I'm busy with my life. So no, don't try and friend me. I will not accept you. I'm sorry. I love you, but I won't accept you. I don't know you.
That's fine.
I hope so. Don't hate me for it. That's just when you get to be my age, you know, you have to do that. I'm just not that open to all that stuff. So
We understand.
good. I hope so.
All right, well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time.
Well, it was a pleasure.
All right. So, thank you again, everyone, for tuning in for another edition of the Ohio Guys. I'm Christian,
I'm Marcy.
and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.